welcome to another episode of CheapSkate Kitchen. This is Mrs. Cheapskate and can't see baby Cheapskate. Mr. Cheapskate's out in the woods today, so I thought we would make a pork butt in the oven, slow cooked, so we can have some pulled pork tonight. The recipe I'm using is the Pioneer Woman's Spicy Pot Pulled Pork. I'll put the link down below in the description if you want the full recipe. But yeah, this should be super easy to get in the oven. Pork butt's actually pretty cheap. Actually, this is a pork shoulder. No, pork shoulder butt. It's the same thing. Who knew? So very few ingredients. Probably most of them you have on hand. So yeah, let's get started. So here's all the ingredients that you're going to need. Don't mind the flour and sugar in the background. So you're going to need a bone-in pork shoulder butt roast. You could get boneless too, but I find that bone-in is a lot cheaper since we're cheapskates. This was $1.69 a pound, and it's 7.7 pounds for 13 bucks. So it's just the two of us this weekend, but we're gonna probably eat a lot of it. We can freeze some for leftovers, and you can use it for tacos, salads, pulled pork sandwiches, just to eat. Put it on nachos. You could do a lot of stuff. We've also got 2 onions, a can of whole chipotles. Her recipe calls for an 11-ounce can. Our store had the 7-ounce can, so it just won't be quite as spicy. If you like super spicy, add more. Salt and pepper, 2 cans of pop, wherever you're from, soda, whatever. We're just using zero sugar Dr. Pepper. I think in Pioneer Woman's recipe she uses real Dr. Pepper. This is what we had. I like cooking with what we have. And brown sugar. And then you're just gonna need a big Dutch oven, such as this. Can you see it? Don't try to cook popcorn in it air popping without oil. I tried that one time to be healthy, and that's what happened. But it's clean, I promise. It's just a little burnt and scorched. We're all right. So that's all the ingredients you need. So I'm just gonna get these onions chopped up, and we'll get it going. So you just want to peel and quarter your onions. Super fun to watch. Peel and quarter them and just drop them in the bottom of the pan. I love how easy this recipe is. Whew, those are some strong onions. I'm crying. Okay, so we've got our oven preheating to 300. We've got the onions in the big pot. Now I opened up the pork butt. I'm just gonna really season it really well with salt and pepper. I always use a little more salt than I think I'm gonna need. I don't know if this is gonna fit in the pot. I think it will. We'll make it fit. I'm good at that. Let me get it flipped over. I try to keep one clean hand too, because touching meat, ugh. You don't have to wash your hands 900 times. Get all that fat on there. It's going to be nice and juicy. That's a pepper. All right. Moment of truth. Plunk it in the pot. Oh, yes. It fits. All right, we've got this pork butt in the pot. So we're going to open our can of chipotles. You're going to dump those in the pot over the top. Just kind of smear it around a little bit. They smell good already. I'm going to do 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, not measuring exactly. And 2 cans of pop. We're gonna try out the zero sugar and see how it does. I feel like I've made this before with diet before, so we'll see. I think it'll be just fine. We're being healthy. And then you just pop your, I guess it's supposed to give it a little stir kind of around the edges, but I think it's pretty well mixed together. All right, so the oven's at 300. Everything's in the pot. We're gonna pop the lid on, throw it in the oven. Maybe something's in the way. Please hold. Cheapskate tip, make sure your oven runs low enough to fit your pot. There we go. Throw it in the oven. We're gonna let it cook for 6 hours, and about halfway through you just flip it over, kind of stir the juices over it. So we'll see you in about 3 hours. So it's been about 3 hours, so we're gonna get out this beast and try to flip it over. It's making the house smell good already. Oh man, that thing's heavy. All right. Don't forget to use pot holders on the lid, it's hot. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's just bubbling away. Okay. Ooh. Just gonna kind of shrinks down as it cooks because some of the fat gets melted into the juices. There we go. It's all flipped over in its little hot tub. Puppy wants some. Pop the lid back on. Throw it back in. I'll probably check it in another hour, hour and a half, and just maybe flip it over one more time. All right. See you later, Mr. Pork. What are you doing? I caught someone sneaking bites. Mr. Cheapskate's checking out the pork.
It's done.
It's done?
Oh, it's falling apart.
Oh, good. We've had it in, what, about 6.5 hours?
It's, smells killer in here. I wish we could have smell-o-vision.
Yum. Let's check it out. Oh my gosh, look at that. So we flipped it halfway, and then I did flip it back over again about an hour and a half later. Oh, yum. I'm so excited.
Do you want me to put it on the cookie sheet? Or the breadboard?
Yeah. So we're just going to put it on our cutting board here and shred it up, and then just put it back in the juice. And we're going to make some sandwiches.
How do I even get this thing out without it falling all apart?
Good question. Pull the pot closer to the board.
Or the board closer.
Or the board closer to the pot. The pup wants some too.
Look at that. The bone just right off the bone. Fell right off the bone. Look at that.
Yum. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good.
You know, I've barbecued these things before forever, and they never fall off the bone like that. Ever. Look, we don't even have to do anything. Watch this.
Just pull it out and it falls apart. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good.
I guess the rest of this.
So this whole meal costs, like, I want to say,
Let's do this.
$15, 15 or 16 bucks for all the ingredients, including the meat. And look how much there is. We're going to definitely have enough of this to freeze, so. Who says you can't eat good on a budget, right? So Mr. Cheapskate pulled all the pork for me. He's a chicken chopper and a pork puller, apparently, and a dishwasher. So we're just gonna add a little bit more salt and pepper to the finished product, just because you season the outside of the pork, but when you pull it, all that inside didn't really get a lot of salt and pepper. So we're just gonna kind of do that. Zhuzh it up here. Mix it all together good. I think Mr. Cheapskate likes things a little saltier than me. That's why he likes me so much. All right, so you can serve this any way you want. I think I'm gonna make myself a sandwich with mayo and pickles and barbecue sauce because I'm pregnant. And Mr. Cheapskate over here says he's just gonna eat it plain. So, yeah, so here you have it. Look at all this. You have some over here too. Look at all this pork. It's crazy. So thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and join us next time for another episode of CheapSkate Kitchen. Ladies, the proof is in the pudding. I told you, he's the dishwasher. I use his...
As long as you're cooking good. I go on strike when the cooking sucks.